class. I am Mrs. Rushali Chaudhary, lecturer Praveen Patil Polytechnic. Today we are performing the practicals for the Applied Science Chemistry for the Electrical and Electronics group. Subject code 22211. Today we are going to perform the experiment number 4, practical number 4, that is the equivalence point using the conductivity meter. Conductivity is a measurement are used to determine how much number of ions are present in a given solution. It is an extremely useful method. It is based on total number of ions in a solution, or the direct measurement of components in a process is performed by the conductivity meter. We are performing this conductivity meter to determine what is the end point of the titration of weak acid and weak base, which is not generally determined by using the indicator like a phenolphthalein and methyl orange. The minimum theoretical background of this experiment. Electrovalent compounds, also known as electrolyte, because they are fused or dissolved in a water. They ionize into cations and anions and carrying the electric current. If the water is free from cation and anion, it will not carry the current. But different salts are dissolved in water, and due to which cation and anion is present and conductivity of the water is increases. So conductivity is directly depends upon the number of ions present in a solution. Strong electrolyte having a large number of cations and anions, so they are conductor of electricity. Here we are going to perform titration of acetic acid with a NH4OH. Both are the weak electrolyte. So we are going to determine how much conductivity or the equivalence point of titration. This is the practical setup. Here we are using the conductivity meter to measure the quantity of conductance, and this is the burette here filled with a ammonium hydroxide, that is a weak base. We are going to determine strength of acetic acid, which is a weak acid. So in this weak acid and weak base titration, we are not getting the exact or the sharp end point. So we are determining end point by using a conductivity meter. The resources for this experiment are: we require the conductivity meter, electronic balance, beaker, burette, pipette, acetic acid and ammonium hydroxide. This is the practical setup of experiment. Here we are going to take a conical flask and we are going to add drop-wise burette solution till we are getting a stable. Initially, when it is a weak acid is present, we are getting the low conductance. But when we are adding the base, number of ions are increases in a solution. So conductivity is going to increase. We will note down the conductance reading at each ml. When we are adding the 1 ml of sample solution, we will note down the reading till we are getting a stable reading, and we are going to note down this reading in an observation table. Here in a burette solution we are adding ammonium hydroxide. Conical flask, it is having a acetic acid. So first we are going to check out when we are adding a 0 ml. So we are not added any ammonium hydroxide. What is the conductance of that solution? Similarly, we are going to add 1 ml till 25 ml, and whatever the conductance of that solution we will note down here. And by using this chart observation, we are going to draw the graph. See, here we are going to add 1 ml of NH4OH, ammonium hydroxide, and here we are going to check a conductance. So at a starting, only acetic acid is present. So number of cation anion is less. So we are getting the low conductance. But as we are adding ammonium hydroxide, slightly number of ions are increases. So accordingly conductance is increases. And we will observe on a graph as higher conductance is. But after saturation, after neutralization point, reading is become stable. It will not increase the conductance. And the point where reading gets stabilized, that is called as a equivalence point or the end point, that determines the strength of acetic acid. That is called as a point of neutralization. We are going to draw a graph with a volume of ammonium hydroxide added, as we are adding 1 ml of ammonium hydroxide with a conductance of a solution. And the point where we are going to note down when the reading is become stable, that is the equivalence point. Practical related question answer we are going to cover in a theory part. Thank you class. Thank you so much.